Alright gang, welcome back to our one tile challenge here on Calmlands. It's September, it is raining, hail is in the forecast, hail should be here any minute, so hopefully we don't get any hail damage here on the field that we drilled towards the end of the last episode. And yeah, today we're going to obviously continue our progression here of making more fields. I've already outlined one other that we're clearly trying to finish off here, and we're going to drill this field today. We're also going to drill the field over there today. One will be wheat, one will be barley, which will be good. We may make another field, not positive yet, but we're also probably going to start thinking about doing some mowing of the grass itself, so we'll probably buy a mower today. There is also a harvester that I must have missed at some point that came out on Mod Hub that we're going to look at. We're not going to buy it today, but we're at least going to look at it. It should give me the ability to pick up grass off the ground as well. So it's a pretty unique all-in-one, all-purpose harvester kind of. So we're going to take a look at it. It's very small. The width is very small, so it will take us a while. But since the field sizes are so small now, I think that's the best approach for us because it is significantly cheaper than any of the other cheap harvesters that have come out by like more than half. So that will definitely help us with our money situation. Now, as you can tell, we're at 69,139. That is because of the interest on the loan and then the maintenance for overnight. It's around $1,700, $1,800 every month that we are currently losing. So ideally, we'd like to figure out some way to combat that a little bit. And so I think we're going to probably put down some kind of a generator, a power generator, probably a wind generator of some sort. Now, it's not going to give us the entirety of what we're having to pay every month, but it will get us a little bit closer to, I think, halfway, which would be extremely useful. Now, it's expensive. It's not cheap, so we'll spend a little bit of the money that we have here. But that's okay, right? I mean, really, we need to figure out ways quickly here to minimize the effect of that loan. And if we can drop the loan interest down even by half, that's going to help us be able to extend the period here without having to worry about the loan as much for a while, right? So I think we're going to do that, and we'll see how everything else goes here. The mower is going to be a little bit expensive, but hopefully we can find one that we can utilize here on the tractor. The problem with this tractor is that we're not going to be able to hook one of the smaller front mowers to the front of this tractor, but I do believe recently a mod, I don't think I have it installed, so I'm going to have to go back out to Mod Hub and look for it, but I believe there's some sort of, to the effect of a sickle mower that came out recently. I'm not sure if it's the exact one that was being utilized in FS22 in the past, or rather I should say that we have utilized in the past on FS22, but I do believe one did come out, so I will have to go out there and take a look at it and see what we can find as far as that goes, because that's really our best bet. And right on cue, there's the hail. So my fingers are crossed right now. Hopefully you're crossing them with me that we don't gain any hail damage over there to the right on the field that we drilled in the last episode. Speaking of that, we will need to get a fertilizer spreader today so we can do a second application of fertilizer over there. Ideally, we try to utilize it, the one that we decided to purchase. Hopefully it can do lime as well. That would be very helpful. That would certainly help with our yield here on the other remaining two fields that we're going to have. May even do a third field. Like I said, I'm not positive it'll be done today or not, but I guess I should reword that. We're definitely going to do another field. I'm just not sure if we're going to do another field today. We'll see, right? We'll see how things carry on. Now, as far as this series goes, it seems to be very well received so far. So for those of you that are enjoying it, thank you. Those of you that are new, welcome. You might be wondering, because I didn't really talk about it in the last episode, and I should have, where am I going to sleep at? Well, really, I'm sleeping when it rains, or it snows, or it's cold out. I'm sleeping inside the shed. It's not the most ideal situation for us, right? But it is dry, and keeps us relatively warm, and out of the weather conditions. But we do have a bench in the back of the shed that allows us to rest and take a nap if we want to when it's nice out. And we can get ourselves off the ground if we need to, right? Now, it's probably hurting me pretty hard here hitting this hail right now without a cover on it, but it's a good thing we got the old cowboy hat on, so it's keeping it off our face. And hopefully that jacket that I've got on is powerful enough to prevent any of the hail. Hopefully it's not golf ball or baseball size hail we're dealing with here. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Really excited for this series. I've mentioned that a number of times, but the more I continue on here, the more that visions are popping in my head of what I want to do and what we want to accomplish here. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm hoping that a couple of you also decide to take up the challenge with me so I can check out your videos when I have the time to do so. As I mentioned a lot in the last episode, that is a thing that I really enjoy. Seeing how everyone else takes on different challenges, whether it's a challenge I created or someone else that's a part of the groups. And this field's all ready to go now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the plow away. So I think what I'll do now is I'm going to go grab a fertilizer spreader. And that way we can at least get that second application of fertilizer down on the field that's been drilled. We're going to work on drilling the other fields today as well, like I mentioned, but we'll wait on that for a few minutes. So let's head up to the shop and see what we can find up there. Things are starting to come together. If you look at the mini-map there in the left-hand corner, you can see those 3 fields have taken up almost the entirety of that portion of the land over there on the other side of the shed there, right? So probably enough room for another field there, but it'll be a bit of a smaller one. And I think ideally you might be able to do 4 more over here. But that's it, man. I mean, we really don't have a whole lot of room to play with. Now, the nice thing about it is, right, early on, we're probably going to have those fields going pretty strong there, trying to help us as much as possible. But later on, you can always get rid of some of those fields, or you can modify them, make them smaller, make them larger, whatever you want to do. You can certainly do that. I don't want anybody to be confused by my statements in the last episode. That's not what I meant. I'm just saying you are not allowed to expand. I can't buy another field. I have to stay confined in that specific field itself. So let me run in here to the shop. Let me see what the guy has to offer for us, what kind of deals he can make us, if any. And let's see what we can get. All right, well, he gave me a decent deal. So we were able to grab a small fertilizer spreader. It does give us the ability to utilize it as lime as well if we want to. Now, it is very small. So the problem with that is that if we do go the approach of wanting to utilize it for lime, and I think we're going to have to hold off on that for at least for a little while, we're really going to need to have a front loader and be able to bring a couple of the pallets of lime back down here to us. As you know, lime, it runs out of lime extremely quickly. Everything, any fertilizer spreader does, or any spreader of any sort, because lime just flies out of there, and that would be a lot of trips back and forth to be able to do the lime. So as much as I would like to do the lime, they had some other choices for us to pick from. That were a little bit bigger, right? That could hold a little bit more, and that might have been the true answer for us. But to do so would have spent, anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000, $30,000, and that was not just something I was willing to spend yet, given the circumstances here. So we decided to pass on that, and we're just going to go the old-fashioned way here, and we'll hold off on the lime until later on when we got a little bit more money. This hail's getting pretty heavy here. I probably should just take a break here for a little while and come back whenever it's done. But we're going to try to get the fertilizer put down first and then maybe we'll take a bit of a hiatus here for an hour or two and let the hail slow down, and then we can start back up here once the rain comes back. So now it shouldn't take us too long to do this. I could utilize steering assist here. I'm not going to do so. Pretty much know about where I've been at here and about where the width of this thing is, so should only be about 3 or 4 passes here. It really shouldn't be too big of a deal. So now, as far as what we're going to put, as far as the production, I don't even know what you call them. The generators, I guess, is what they're called. They're basically power generators that we can sell for money. I said they were going to be wind turbine type of things, and that is what we're going to do. As soon as we flip around here, I will show you the one I'm looking at getting. I might even get 2 of them the more I think about it. I'm not 100% sold on that statement yet. It might just end up being 1, but it's this guy right here, the helical wind turbine 1kW, $6,000. So it would cost us $12,000. That would get us to about the amount. It would be almost identical to the amount that we are incurring every month at current, based off the loan and the maintenance fees. So to me, feels like we should be putting 2 of those down right now. Now, that would take up 12 grand, so it would put us in a bit of a hard spot there as far as the remainder of the money that we have, but if we don't do something like that, or we don't put something else down that can help us offset the loans here, we're going to be losing $5,000 to $10,000 probably before we're even able to harvest one of these fields, right? So, yeah. So we're probably going to do that here. All right. Now, this definitely could be put into the shed, and it really should be put in the shed. This really, in a normal circumstance, should not be out in the weather. It should be 100% covered. So we're just going to drop it back here. Since we've got plenty of room, we can just stay back there for right now. Let's jump out of the tractor here. We'll kind of keep it in here under cover, protect it for a little bit. Look at the shed inside here a little bit. It's a relatively nice shed, honestly. It's well made. Evidently, I did not click the lights on like I thought I did. Okay. Are you not going to click the lights? I don't know. The lights aren't coming on for some reason. Maybe they don't come on. Maybe it's just fake. Anyway, they're really nice. It's a nice shed up here. I didn't even notice that door up there when I first put this down. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I could get up there and open that door. Probably not. So let's open up the back door here. This is the back side of the barn here, and you can see here's my little bench that I have, and as you can see, it's relatively, I mean, there's still some hail hitting it, but it's not too bad. So I could sit here and probably just sit and enjoy the view a little bit, right? We do have a decent view. So while that's happening, I think what we're going to do here, gang, is I think we're actually going to go ahead and start putting down those wind turbines here. I'm thinking of putting one here kind of on the end of the barn here, because this is an area where really it's just going to have some vehicles outside that, you know, can't be put into the shed. This is kind of out of the way. And this is going to produce $840 a month for us. It costs $6 grand. It's not outrageous. And it's not over the top, I don't think, as far as the money you get, because I could place this one down right now, and that one pays us $6,720. And as I said in the last episode, right, I don't want you to be utilizing things that are way too unrealistic. Like, that is what I would be considered to be way too unrealistic, because you would be, you know, you'd be making so much money off this small little field that you would pretty much be able to accomplish the goals here pretty quickly with that one. And that's not really what we're trying to do here. I mean, even if I put 2 of these down, I'm probably not going to put more than that down until we've got the whole loan paid off elsewise. Not just because of this. This is just going to help us with, you know, the interest and stuff and trying to stay afloat. So we'll put that there. And it's going to move pretty quickly here given where it's at. It's in a good spot, I think. Yeah, I like it there a lot. So that's good. I think maybe potentially you could put another one down here on the other end like this. Should we do that? Let's see if we can try to line them up here. Because my OCD is going to drive me crazy if I don't line those up, and it's going to be kind of difficult for me to do. I normally don't do this kind of stuff. I'm going to admit this to you if you're new here. I don't normally do this kind of stuff on camera. A lot of times I'll do this off camera just because it is a bit easier. But since it is hailing, and realistically, if I had that tractor in real life, you would not be doing any kind of work like this when it's hailing like that, right? Yeah, that looks good to me. I like that. I like that a lot. Awesome. So we spent 12 grand on those, but I do think it's for the best, man. That's definitely going to help us with that loan interest and keeping it at bay for us for a little while at least. All right, good. So we'll just kind of hang out here in the barn for a little bit until the hail stops, and then we'll be back out and we'll get started on drilling those fields up. All right, we had to take a little bit of a break there for a while, but the hail has stopped. It is now just raining. I feel a little bit more confident it would come out here and get the drilling going here, gang. So let's hook up to our Voltra here. We should have plenty of fertilizer and seed in here to take care of it without any major issues. So I think I'm going to do wheat in this field over here, and we're going to do barley over there. Need to realign this up a little bit. I did not do as good of a job on this field now that I'm seeing it, as far as fixing some of the grass. I did work on that and kind of line them up. As you can see, you can kind of tell the difference between the grass that I put in and the other grass, even. They're at different stages, clearly, so... but you get, you get what I mean. I did the best I could given the situation, so... I'd try to come through here and touch this section up here, though, to make it look a little bit better as well. So I did go out on Mod Hub in the meantime, while we were waiting for all of the hail to finish. Did find the sickle mower. It's about $5 grand, so it's not an outrageous price by any means. We can afford that. The problem, I think, is going to lie on how we're going to get the grass up off the ground, right? We could pick it up and utilize the harvester I've been talking about, which I will show you here in a little bit. We could go that approach. It does have the ability for us to pick up grass off the ground and shoot it into a trailer, right? So we could do that. That would be probably an easy approach to go with. And it might be the approach we decide to go with, because that's, you know, saving us a little bit of money in the long run. However, if we do that, we're going to have to find some kind of a silage maker that isn't overpowered. You know, I talked about in the first episode, like, I have no problem with you utilizing mods. I have no problem with you, you know, doing any kind of mod whatsoever on this series, but try your best, at least early on, until you've got the loan paid off, to not use super unrealistic stuff, right? There's going to be unrealistic stuff no matter which way you look at it. Somebody's always going to think something's unrealistic one way or another. But I'm talking about the super unrealistic ones where you can, you know, take the silage or take the grass, excuse me, and turn it into silage within an hour, right? That's not what we're trying to accomplish here. At least give it like a day, right? Like it normally would take if you were going to put the grass into a bale and then wrap that bale. It would take around a day's time. And by a day, I mean a month's time, right? It would take around that for it to actually turn into silage, right? So something similar to that. Now, I'm afraid there's not going to be a whole lot out there on Mod Hub for me that is in that mindset, in that frame of mindset, I should say, where I think all of the mods, as far as, you know, turning it in, putting it into a silo or whatever you may want to call it, I think they're all going to be able to turn the grass into silage within an hour, or at least within a couple hours, if nothing else. And if that's the case, I'm not going to go that approach. I'm going to go the approach of actually doing bales, right? And so I guess what I'm trying to get at is the harvester that I'm talking about, it has the ability to harvest the normal fields, but it also has the ability to pick up that grass, right? And so if we're going to utilize that, and I'm going to utilize it to pick up the grass, we need to be able to utilize a silo that, you know, can accommodate it and not turn the grass into silage within an hour. So it would basically make that version, or that portion of the harvester, the grass pickup portion, obsolete for us in this series, if that's the case. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I confused you or not. Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully you followed me, but nonetheless. Our tires are really, really muddy, as you can tell, as you would expect with all the rain and everything. Probably should not honestly be doing the drilling here, considering how wet the field is in real life, but that's okay. We're gonna get through it. We'll be fine. So yeah, I'm really excited, man. I'm really, really excited about it. This is going to be a great series, man. Great series. And it's probably going to be a series that I'm going to enjoy it a lot. Very similar to, right now we're running the Survival Challenge, and 100% you could argue that that challenge has already succeeded and it's already been done. But we're having so much fun with it that we haven't stopped, you know, doing the videos on it. And there's a couple other side objectives we have yet to accomplish, like building of the log cabin. Now, speaking of that, one thing I'm considering adding to this, I should have said it in the first episode, but I was very wishy-washy about it, and I'm trying to do better about the wishy-washy stuff. I think I've decided I want to do it, and so I'm going to add it as an optional objective in the description. You don't have to do it, so if you've watched the first episode and you don't watch another one of these episodes, you're not missing anything. But I'm going to add an optional objective in as far as doing something with some kind of construction project. Now, the problem with that's going to be is we're going to have to buy all this stuff for that, right? Because we're not going to have, well, we've got a couple of trees, I guess, that maybe we could chop down. I don't even know if they'll let us chop down those trees back there or not, but there's a chance, I guess, that there are potentially a couple of those we could chop down, but more than likely, we're going to have to buy all of that. So that's another expense that we have to kind of think about, right? So I'm adding that as an optional objective for us. For me, personally, it is going to be one of my objectives. So that will be updated and in the description for the first episode and obviously in the description for this one as well. So as far as the construction project we're going to do, not 100% positive yet. I will let you know when the time comes, but one of the construction projects, and what I mean by that, let me stop here for a second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. What I mean by one of the construction projects is if you go into the construction menu here, and I think it's under constructibles here, one of these, we need to accomplish building one of these. I don't know which one we're going to do, but one of these we are going to do. So, it's going to be expensive. It's going to take a lot to get it done, but we're going to do one of those. Which means that this series will now become a lot longer of a series than you might have expected. Those construction projects, as many of you know, take a very, very long time to do. They are not quick by any means at all. Looks like the rain should be, or at least should be, stopping here any minute. We're just kind of waiting on that to happen, because the cloud has popped up there in the top right-hand corner, talking about the weather. And our little dashboard thing. Nah, it's not really a dashboard. I guess it's just a info. Now, honestly, with this wheat here, I'm assuming the harvester that I'm talking about, which I will show you that as soon as we finish harvesting. As soon as we finish drilling this field, I will show you the harvester I'm talking about. I'm assuming it can also pick up straw, because we will be able to grab, or drop straw, I should say, from this field and that field over there, the barley field we're going to do here in a little bit. Now, ideally, honestly, I think I'm going to do another, I was going to say, ideally, we're going to put down another field today, and honestly, we probably will. I think it'd be good for us to have a couple of fields here ready to go. Because as soon as this month's over, we're in a holding pattern for quite a while. If we go here, you can see we're not going to be able to put anything in the ground besides grass, oilseed radish. That's the only thing we're in. Oilseed radish is only 1 more month, and grass is 2 more months. I guess we can do barley next month, so never mind. Never mind. I looked at that completely wrong. Barley allows us to do September and October. Wheat as well, so yeah, okay. So never mind. Never mind. We're good. I was going to say, I don't think after this episode, I don't think we're going to be able to drill anything in the ground for quite a while. But I was mistaken. Probably going to come back here and do a little bit of touch-up work here on the edges, and that's fine. Alright, we are done with this field. It is all ready to go. Now, we're going to need some more fertilizer here, so we're going to head back up to the shop now and pick up some more fertilizer. And we'll get started on doing the barley in the other field here once we go do that. We're probably not going to do any of the mowing today. But while we're on our way up there, as soon as I'm able to turn this around and not run into anything here for a minute and put it on auto. Alright, there we go. Let me show you what I'm talking about as far as the harvester that I'm talking about here. So it's actually under this harvester here, but there's this forage harvester, right? But this is what we were going to buy, and you can see it just shoots the crop out the back. But if you look in here, it has the option for you to get a header on it to do our normal root crops. We can do corn. There's what you can pick up with the grass, and clearly that's wheat on there as well. So I think that's the approach to go with. I mean, that's only going to cost us around $20,000 or so versus paying, 40 grand, I think, is what we ended up paying after we bought a normal harvester with a header. That 40 grand is going to put us down to $11,000, where that one would still keep us somewhere around the $30,000 range still in the bank account. right? So, oh boy. And it starts. Now, that might have been my fault, but we're not going to say that. So, those of you that do not know and are new to the channel, this is the first map that I ever recorded a video for on the channel. Okay? And this map was the bane of my existence when it came to traffic. I had so many issues with traffic on this map. So much so that subscribers, members, friends of mine have all come up with different names for the cars. And there are 3 in particular that have been the biggest pain in the ass. The white car, the black car, and the red car seem to be the worst ones for me. I don't know if that's going to be the same way or not here today in FS25, but in FS22, they were the bane of my existence, gang. The absolute bane of my existence. Byron, Walter, and Scarlet are the car names. All not names from me. They were all names from subscribers or members on the channel specifically. And, man, are they a bunch of assholes. That's all I'm going to say. They're a bunch of assholes. So I'm just ready. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the time period when we run into another issue with one of these assholes. Because I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Alright, so we had to buy some more seed and fertilizer, and as you can see, that's dropped us down below the 50,000 range. Or $50,000 mark, I should say, not range. I guess range works. Depends on the way you want to look at it. Now, our tractor, even though I have the dirt on slow, is already getting extremely dirty, and it's probably because of all the rain that we just went and did, right? That's probably the reason why. So I guess the option or the choice becomes if we're going to spend the extra money on a true harvester or if we're going to utilize that forage harvester that has the options, the additions, to turn it into a normal harvester, obviously a lot smaller, right? Now, to do that, we have to pull our trailer, which is perfectly fine with me. We've got a trailer anyway. Might as well pull it. Right now, we only have one tractor. We only have one trailer. Probably only going to have one tractor, one trailer for the foreseeable future here until we're able to start actually gaining a lot more funds from the harvest here. So based off all those statements, to me it seems like it's the smartest play, right? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you think that is a smart approach to go with that harvester or if I should just go with a more traditional harvester. I'll do whatever you guys decide to do, because we're not going to be buying that, like I said, in this episode. Possibly in the next episode, I guess, depending on if we're going to utilize it to pick up the grass or not. So as long as I don't do a video on this before this one releases to all of you, let me know down below. I don't think I will be. I think we'll have some of the other videos some of the other series, excuse me, that we need to get back into the groove to doing, because we pretty much did these almost back to back. There was one episode in between this episode and the first episode, so. In any case, let's get started here. Let's get the barley done. It shouldn't take too long. I just missed a bit of that. I'm just going to go back and do it right now, because we're here. There's no reason for me to, that little tiny bit, there's no reason to come back and do that. So let's get started with the barley here, gang, and, yeah, we're going to have 3 fields at a minimum ready to go here in the new year. Okay, we're nearly done here, gang, and I just stupidly thought about something. I don't think I need to do the fertilizer spreading over there because this was a grass field before. I'm sure everyone's already yelling at me in the comments about it. I made a mistake, man. It happens. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I was just clearly on the mindset that I thought I needed to put the fertilizer down, so whoops. And if we did need to do it, then I guess at least we have it down, right? I guess that's better than not. So we'll be fine. It'll be fine. We wasted a little bit of fertilizer. We didn't waste that much. It'll be fine. Let's go put this away. And I think we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. It was a good episode. We got 2 fields drilled. Had some hail to deal with, I should say. Not damage. Hopefully not any damage. We got down 2 wind generators, which are going to be extremely helpful and pivotal in being able to hold off and stave off the loan interest for a little while. And a new fertilizer spreader. Things are going well, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you considered hitting the like and subscribe button for me. It's free, helps me a ton. Thanks so much to my members. All 14 of you are absolutely amazing. If you want to become a member, links down below in the description. Get access to videos like this one early. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next episode.